Okay, here we are. Let's start with a Mazda 6, 2008 Mazda 6 project. The project is to replace the thermostat housing, but several other things. Let's start with the transmission pan and the oil. At least the Mazda 6 transmission pan has a drain plug. Here is the old transmission filter, which just snaps in place. Also has a small sensor that goes mounted in that little hole right there. As you see, this is the old filter. Now once you remove all 10mm bolts, then you are left with the transmission exposed in the bottom. As you see, there's a sensor wire hanging right there. That's the sensor wire, and then you have all the sensors you can access from here. Your oil filters right there to change the oil. Kind of nifty in a way. Now the other project that I have here going on is replacing the thermostat. Once you take the cover off, you just snap it out. It has snaps in it, as you see. Snaps. So does the airbox. The airbox has snaps. Yeah, also clean the battery terminals and put some baking soda and water on the battery tray. That way you can neutralize all the acid. There's a temperature sensor that needs to be replaced. Here's the new transmission filter. It has a snap-in mount, so that's the transmission filter. Now the thermostat. Let's talk about the thermostat. Thermostat comes fully assembled in the housing and everything, but to get to the thermostat, the power steering pump 10mm screws have to come out, all of them. 1, 2, 3. One on the bottom, two on the top. That way you have access to the thermostat housing, as you see right there. Make sure you catch all the coolant that's going to drip out or drain it first. Those hoses, you require a special hose clamp to remove those hoses. You have to have this tool right here, as you see. Let me get a better shot of that tool. That tool right there is to remove those funky, pesky hose clamps right there, and it's pretty simple. The tool squeezes itself. As you see, it has a small jaw that actually squeezes it open. It's real simple. You squeeze it and release it, and see how it opens up. There's an open jaw, and you just place it on the clamp. Well, I only have two hands, not enough to put here. And that takes care of the hoses. Then I suggest using my favorite lubricant, this detergent in a spray bottle to lubricate the hose. You lubricate the hose somewhere around here. Oh, failing. Right, as you see, lubricate the hoses right there. Once you get the clamps off, all that soap is going to facilitate the removal of the hoses. Use a special screwdrivers. I got two here. One has a hook like that, and the other one has a hook that grabs hose. You need to use type of screwdrivers to pull the hoses away. As you see right here, see how I mount the screwdriver? Once you get the clamps off, you want to pry away from the mount and try to work that soap in. Try to work that soap in the hose groove. That way it makes it easy to remove, because the hoses are kind of tight in there. It's a little difficult to get to, but it's doable. If I can do it, so can you. And you'll save yourself at least nearly $400 to replace a thermostat housing and thermostat. Now the sensor. The temperature sensor, that's another task. Temperature sensor looks just like that, as you see. This little pesky item is actually located in the housing that the water coolant returns back to the radiator, as you see right here. Follow this hose, but it will be behind the dipstick for transmission. You have to follow this wire right here. See that wire right there? Follow that wire with your hands. It's hard to get my phone in there. Goodness, this is almost even impossible to get to. Maybe from this side, maybe from the other side. You can get it from the other side possibly. But anyways, that's where the thermostat, a temperature sensor resides at. It should be a small sensor with two prongs in it. It looks just like this. Do lubricate the O-rings. Any O-rings, use some kind of lubricant. I like to use Parker O-ring grease. See, Parker Lube. It's for seals and O-ring grease. This also comes in very handy when you have the transmission oil pan gasket, which I put on top of the car to get it nice and warm. It's rubber. It's Florida. We got sun all year round. Thank you, Lord, for the sun in Florida. Anyways, that gasket is required when you use, or you can use silicone. But I like to use a gasket, but I take the O-ring grease and I put it all over the gasket. You can simulate the O-ring grease with Vaseline also, because the transmission pan does not. Also, it does have drain plug, very handy. I believe that is a. Well, let me see. What's this? I think that is an M7 Allen. Nope, not an M7. I was misguided. Maybe an M8. Yep, it's an M8 Allen. So get you an M8 on that. That'll work. Anyways, next. So when you take the pan off, it will have a magnet. It also will have no gasket, just silicone material used by the factory. So you have to install a new gasket. So take the gasket that comes in the kit that you buy from the store. Where is the box? I threw it on the ground. Somewhere there. Here. Please, filter kit. 2008 Mazda 626. Nappy. My nappy parts. Anyways, as you see. Cool. It comes with the gasket. And that should take care of several projects in one city, saving the end user or the driver at least nearly $600–700. Good luck. Make sure you put the jack stands underneath the car, as you see right there. And I always throw the tires under the car in case the jack stands fail. The tires will hold the car up in place because there's a good framing area right there, as you see. Also, you have to remove the bottom cover, and you also have to remove, to get the stupid ass belt off, have to loosen up the tensioner with a 50mm wrench. Make sure it's really long, or double it with another wrench behind it. There's also your cam position sensor right there if you ever have to replace that sensor. It's right there, but you have to access it through here. Of course, you have to remove this. See, it's got a quick screw right here, because this also is another way to remove the headlights. You need a screwdriver. A small Phillips #2 screwdriver to remove. The headlights are really a nightmare to get to this way, as you see from the top. Well, the headlights are easy to remove. Phillips screwdriver. I remove the retainers for the wheel well guard, mud flap thing, whatever. And there is your rest coolant. I mean, your washer reservoir, and there is your headlight mounts, back cover caps right here. So if I need to do the headlight, very simple, right there. Just snap that out to the left. Wow, it's acting really tight. Anyways, I get it when I have two hands on it. I got one hand on the phone. My Android is getting all the work done here. And let me see, this plug that's dead right there. I'm not sure what it's for, but obviously it's for nothing. There's another one there, maybe for fog lights, who knows, maybe another horn. But see, also when you take the belt off, loosen the belt to take the power steering pump, just cinch the belt with a zip strap, that way it doesn't fall out. You don't have to reroute it again. Gotta be smart. But do not forget to catch all the coolant before you take the hose off, or if you take the hose off, then you're gonna have coolant all over the ground. So get a pan out there. I'm about to drain the radiator. I'm not sure if there's a drain plug on it somewhere. If there's none, then just crack one of the hoses and let it just dribble out. Anyways, hopefully this helps with the 2008 Mazda 6 thermostat housing, thermostat sensor, temperature sensor, transmission filter, and oil. Oh, one more thing. Do use a specific oil for the transmission. Use this one. You can use this one. It's actually Mecron LV ATF Valvoline brand. It's actually recommended online. You should use a factory brand, but if that doesn't work, then you don't have available, then go grab some of this right here.